Ozzy's alive again. I replaced that wire, or spliced into it, and I had some of the exact same insulation that they use. This heavy, that's got the like a nylon in the inside. So I got that, and I did replace the coil, only because I don't know what else could cause it unless you had a coil that shorted out. I considered, I could replace that whole condenser assembly, which turns out to be an EMP-proof thing. Well, I'm not too concerned about atomic bombs. I mean, I could have taken that completely out of there. But I just spliced the wire into it, added on. Now it works fine. I got, I was able to test it outside of the, you just hook it up and flip it. And I got plenty of spark. So, not a big problem. I decided to do it because it's kind of in the way of where I'm working with the backhoe here. So I either drag it out of here or finish fixing it. So I went right at it. But I'll probably order in a new, that EMP condenser. I just to be on the safe side, if that's something that can go wrong, I better have another one. But I suspect that the problem started with the coil overloading, and that burnt out that fusible link. I know that particular day that I went out, it was like 90 degrees, and I'd been doing little short runs and shutting it off. Well, that coil compartment is cooled by air circulating from the intake manifold. There's two pipes that circulate air through there. Well, every time you shut it off, then no air is circulating. That heat just builds up in there, and I think that just cooked that coil. I didn't try. I'm going to try the old one and see if I got spark on that, but I just, to be on the safe side, replaced it. I had another one. But that's why, I like to have spare parts for everything, so I don't have to wait on parts. But to splice that wire, I had to solder a piece in, because where it let go was right where the solder on between that capacitor and that fusible link. There was solder connecting them, and that's right where it let go. And the solder looked like it might have been like a little corroded, like maybe they used like an acid core solder instead of a rosin core. But anyway, I trimmed the end off of that and soldered that new wire in there. But instead of hunting up my, I've got like a Weller, I've got a couple. I got Wen and Weller and electric soldering guns, but then I'd have to run a power cord over here and run the generator, and I went old school instead, and I don't think people actually have seen that done before. I should have maybe filmed that. But these old blow torches, this one, the hook is broken off of it, but most of them, they'll have a hook on top. What that hook is for is to hold the soldering iron. Because these big old soldering irons, there's a rest right here for them, then that hook holds them from tipping over, and then the blowtorch heats up the soldering iron. You don't want to be doing fine electronic circuit boards with something like this. Actually, this is a small one. I've got a much bigger one. But they're for heavy lines and soldering like tin. They work good. I had to have this out anyway because I've got to make some splices on that heavy copper wire that runs for the wind charger. But I've got to find someplace. I have an old electrical book, and it shows how to make the accepted Western Union splice on those wires. I think you end up squirreling the wire around and then you solder it. But I'll have to look and see if I can't do it the accepted way. But I happen to have some of the rosin core solder. But now she works. So now I can move it.